Hello and welcome back. Well, here we are, heading into March. I don't think this year could be going any faster or speeding up any more than it already is. And I don't even want to say that because who knows, it could speed up more and go even faster. This month, I asked my guys, what's heading up for March? What are we going to be doing in March? And they said, frequencies are once again stepping up. We are going to take another step up. And that made sense to me because when I was setting my schedule for the first half of the year, I was told to do 2 light body activations in the month of March. And normally I wouldn't do that, but we are going to need it because of the stepping up of frequencies. So if you're interested in attending one or both of those, just let me know. Everything's in the box below in the drop down. But we want to talk about frequencies stepping up. And I have been feeling those symptoms of those increased frequencies. I don't know if you have. We will feel them in terms of sleep changes, the way that we eat food, whether or not we want to eat food or don't feel like eating food or changing our food habits. We may feel extremely ungrounded, and that's something that we're going to want to pay attention to. If you're feeling spacey like I have, you really want to put your focus on those grounding techniques that you know. And for some of us, we use food to ground. And so that's something that you'll want to look at as well. Now is not the time to be indulging in comfort food. Although every once in a while, yeah, go ahead and do that, right? We have to have balance. Speaking of balance, old imbalances may be coming up to be looked at this time. So if you have an old health condition, if you have an old emotion that pulls you out of balance or a situation, those may be revisited in your life right now, especially in the month of March, to be cleared out. They said the winds of change have blown open the doors and the windows. And I think that's a good description for what we're going to see in March. I don't see March being a gentle opening, a gentle breeze, whether we're heading into fall or heading into spring, wherever we are on the planet. March is going to be forceful. Frequencies are going to come in with great rapidity. Change is going to be forceful. There will be forces at work within and without us that we will need to contend with during this month ahead. If you have old emotions, old belief systems, old imbalances in the body, they said clear them out in March. This is the time to clear them out. Don't push them to the side and say, I will deal with them later. I have other things to look at. Now is the time to care for self and to clear the field. They said, will you pull in and brace yourself against the winds of change and the shifting frequencies that are pouring in during this month? Or will you open your arms and be lifted up and ride along the winds of change, the higher frequencies? These are all higher frequencies coming in. And when higher frequencies come in, they shake out and call upon us to release lower frequencies, or that great disharmony gets set up that we've been talking about. All of the things that we've been talking about so far this year bring us to the month of March and the change that's occurring. They said to me, these are the changes that you have prayed for, that you have envisioned, and you have brought into your own realm of possibilities. Welcome them. Expand your consciousness, expand movement, expand your energy field, and expand your possibility of thinking. That was a tongue twister for me. Expand your possibility of thinking. So we have been working, we have been envisioning, we have been praying, we have been clearing ourselves We have been doing all the things that we need to do to create and bring in the vision that we have been holding for years now. It is upon us. And don't put our arms up and hold it off or resist it. Open our arms up, wrap your arms around it, and embrace it. Expand. This is a time of great expansion. And I know that some of us are heading into colder weather where we live, and we may feel that it's really not a time of expansion. But I'm talking about energy frequencies. I'm talking about consciousness. And even if you are in a location that is having 5 feet of snow, you can still get up and walk around your house. You can still create movement in your body. You can still meditate and expand your energy field from the heart out. Movement, movement, movement. It might not even be traditional movement or how we think about movement traditionally, but whatever the word movement means to you in that moment, I want you to embrace it and act on it. March will be pushing the envelope, they told me. Great change at high speed. And truly, that's what we've gotten, right? That's what we've wanted. We have reached the tipping point. And when you reach the tipping point, things don't move in a small incremental way. If you think about tipping scales, once that scale tips, there's a quick movement, but it may seem very slow up to that point. March is the month of tipping point. We can usher in new opportunities. These frequencies can bring us new opportunities on an individual basis and then collectively for all of humanity. I find that very exciting. If you ever were a child who went racing down a hill on a sled, on skates, on a bicycle or a skateboard, you know the exhilaration of taking that risk. And I remember as a child when we used to go sledding down big hills, even if we crashed at the bottom of the hill, we were laughing, we were giggling, we thought that was just the best thing. And then we ran back up to the top of the hill to do it all over again. Everything is a risk for us, everything. And yet, we can embrace the exhilaration of risk and use that feeling of excitement and exhilaration to take the risk and embrace change. That's what they were talking about to me this morning. They said, do not be afraid of the change that you have created. We have created this change. There is nothing to be afraid of. The changes that we will see in March and through the rest of the year, we have created with love. And now that our creation is coming to the fore, it's asking us to embrace it. And so that's what we're going to want to do. We want to embrace the change that we have created, not run from it or push it away. Welcome it and allow yourself to shift. Welcome it and allow your timelines to shift. Allow yourself to shift into higher frequency and more positive and loving timelines. Allow yourself to shift into a more positive, higher frequency and loving self. And we are still creating the world around us by doing this. While you anchor yourself in the here, the you that is here must be anchored. Anchor yourself in Mother Earth Gaia. Anchor yourself in your soul self, which will love you and embrace you and protect you. Welcome March and welcome to change, because we are going to have it. And we're going to have it in spades. So I found that to be very exciting. I really enjoyed connecting in with the feeling of being a child, racing down a hill and screaming at the top of my lungs while giggling and laughing. And even if you haven't had that experience personally, you can close your eyes and tune into it and feel it. It is there for you to experience. Perhaps you've had another exhilarating experience that turned out positively, not one that turned out in disaster. That's not where we want to focus right now, right? Because we are in a place of heightened frequencies and heightened possibilities and sped up timelines, we do not want to be creating disasters by having negative fantasies and dwelling on disasters in the past. You know, I've said this many times. Turn your attention from the past towards the future. Anchor yourself, your here self, in the present. Vision the future. Expand love and possibilities and welcome, welcome, welcome those new frequencies. It's going to be a great ride, I promise you. And we're going to enjoy it because we created it. So I hope that is a good message for you to head into the month of March. We have so much to look forward to, and I can't wait to touch base with you next week with a new message and a new video. In the meantime, I want to thank everybody for liking, for commenting, for sharing. These are important messages of upliftment and for possibilities of people to grow and expand. And I want to reach as many people as possible. So I thank you for that, and I thank you for being here. Lots of love to you and many blessings.